All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something that I know can sound a little intense, GAMP 5. But trust me, we're going to strip away all the jargon and give you a no-headache guide to what this is all about.
Look, let's just be honest for a minute. For anyone in this field, hearing terms like computer system validation probably makes you think of just mountains of paperwork, right? Stressful audits, and a bunch of rules that feel like they're designed to slow you down. If you feel that way, you're not alone. But I promise it really doesn't have to be like that.
So let's dig into that headache for a second. For the longest time, the whole approach to validation was, well, kind of backwards. It was more about creating stacks and stacks of documents than it was about ensuring actual quality.
And what you're seeing here is a huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from that old school way on the left, where validation just meant creating a paper trail for the sake of having evidence. The modern approach, which is what GAMP 5 is all about, is so much smarter. We're talking lean documentation, a laser focus on what the software is actually for, and applying our testing efforts based on, actual risk.
And that brings us right to the solution, the framework designed to make all this possible. So let's pull back the curtain on what GAMP 5 really is.
Okay, this is probably the most important thing to get straight. GAMP 5 is not a law. It's not a regulation that you have to follow word for word. Think of it more like a set of globally recognized best practices. It's a guide. Its whole reason for being is to make sure a system is, and this is the key phrase, fit for its intended use. I absolutely love this analogy because it's perfect, right? If you just start snapping Lego bricks together without a plan, your castle is probably going to be a wobbly mess. But GAMP 5, that's the official instruction booklet. It gives you a proven process to make sure the thing you build is solid, that you can build it the same way every single time, and that, the drawbridge actually works, just like it's supposed to.
So what's the secret sauce that makes GAMP 5 work so well? It's this risk-based approach, and it all starts with figuring out exactly what kind of system you're dealing with.
GAMP 5 makes this easy by sorting software into a few simple categories. You've got Category 1, that's your basic stuff, the operating system, your databases. Then there's Category 3, which is off-the-shelf software you just use as is. Now, Category 4 is where a lot of systems live, things like your LIMS, your MES, your ERP systems that you configure to fit your business. And finally, you have Category 5, the highest risk, which is custom software you've built from the ground up.
And this is where the magic happens. This is the payoff. You don't treat every system the same, because why would you? For a super low-risk system, you can just leverage the vendor's own documentation. But for a really high-risk, custom-built application, you're going to need some serious, robust scripted testing. The effort you put in matches the risk involved. Simple as that.
So, how does a framework that's been around for a bit apply to how we build software today? You might be thinking it's outdated, but actually, GAMP 5 has evolved to keep up perfectly with the times.
The old way of doing things, the waterfall model, was super rigid. You planned everything up front, then you built the whole thing, and only then, at the very end, did you test it. But the latest edition of GAMP 5 fully embraces the Agile model, which is how pretty much all modern software gets built. It's all about short cycles, or sprints, where you build and test, getting feedback along the way.
So what does that look like in the real world? It's a pretty powerful common sense cycle. You start each sprint by looking at the risks. Then, validation isn't some big, scary thing you do at the end. It's continuous. You're testing features as you build them. And because you're doing that, your documentation can be way more flexible and lean. You're only capturing what's truly essential. And hey, this isn't just some industry idea. It's totally in line with how regulators are thinking too. The FDA's Computer Software Assurance Guidance, or CSA, is pushing for the exact same things, using critical thinking, leveraging what vendors have already done, and focusing your testing where the risk to patient safety is highest.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how of GAMP 5, but let's get to the most important part, the so what. What's the ultimate payoff for you and your organization?
Honestly, the benefits are just huge. When you validate smarter, you get your products to market faster. Period. By testing early and often, the quality of your software goes way up. You dramatically reduce the risk of system failures, or worse, getting a nasty finding during an audit. All of that means you're more efficient and you're saving money. But really, the most important thing is that it lets everybody focus their energy on what really matters: patient safety and product quality. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. When you look at your own validation process, what is it? Is it a bureaucratic roadblock that just gets in everyone's way? Or is it a strategic roadmap that actually guides you toward higher quality and better results? Because with the GAMP 5 approach, it can absolutely be that roadmap.